Right now, it's time for our own private White House briefing with the press secretary, Caroline Levitt. Caroline, thanks for being with us this Friday afternoon. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
I wanted to start you off this afternoon because we have confirmed reports from U.S. officials that Russia is providing intelligence to Iran to help it target U.S. assets in the region. I'm sure this is something that does not please the president whatsoever. Has he spoken to Putin about it?
Well, look, I'll leave that to the president to answer himself. But what I will tell you, John, we don't comment on intelligence reports that are leaked to the press. Whether or not this happened, frankly, it does not really matter because President Trump and the United States military are absolutely decimating the rogue Iranian terrorist regime. We are now on day 6 of Operation Epic Fury. The United States military has impressively established dominance and air superiority over the skies of Iran. We have sunk and destroyed more than 30 of their Navy ships. And of course, the goals of this operation have been laid out and very clear. Completely annihilate Iran's Navy, which again, we are well on our way to doing. Their Navy has now been deemed combat ineffective. Secondly, take out their ballistic missile weaponry arsenal capacity, which we are very much doing. In fact, their retaliatory ballistic missile strikes against the United States and our allies in the region have decreased 90% just over the course of the last 6 days. And of course, the overall mission in this operation is to ensure that Iran can never again possess a nuclear weapon. That was the real imminent threat that was posed by Iran to the United States, and our personnel in the region and President Trump and the United States military are focused on tackling this threat every single day.
Caroline, welcome to you. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. So as the president demands this unconditional surrender from Iran, there is major movement in the U.S. energy markets. Crude oil right now is spiking. It's up 14%, topping $90 a barrel. In fact, right now it's at $92 a barrel. You've seen a drop in the U.S. stock market. Can you share with us the concerns the president may have, especially as gas prices are now, let's see, they're back up to $3.32 a gallon after dropping to $2.90 just 1 month ago, Caroline?
Well, rest assured to your audience and to the American people, this is long something that President Trump, his Energy Secretary Chris Wright, his Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent have thought about and have been planning for and have already announced action in response to. Let me just walk you through the president's thinking on this. We have to focus on the short term and the temporary goals of Operation Epic Fury to obliterate the Iranian regime will be a very good thing for the energy and oil markets and for oil prices across the globe in the long term, when you no longer have a terrorist regime that is restricting the free flow of energy through the Strait of Hormuz and to the rest of the world. So that's number one. Number two, the president has also announced some tangible actions over the course of the last few days. First, to provide political risk insurance to cargo vessels in the region. Secondly, to ensure that there is a free flow of energy and that we are drilling expeditiously here at home and that we're tapping into these newfound markets in Venezuela as well. And then again, the president has also made that directive very clear to his energy team. And you saw Secretary Burgum was just in Venezuela yesterday with some of the world's biggest oil companies who have committed to investments. And Delcy Rodriguez herself said that they are working at Trump speed to tap into these markets. And then lastly, the president has also announced that the United States Navy will escort cargo ships through the region if and when necessary.
All right, so we'll look forward to that happening. Yesterday in the House, there was a vote that was taken to reaffirm the U.S.'s view that Iran is the leading state sponsor of terrorism in the world. When a similar vote was taken 3 years ago, the vote was 420 to 1. Yesterday, 53 Democrats voted against that resolution, prompting Steve Scalise to say, quote, "We just had a vote in the House to simply affirm the fact that Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terrorism." 53 Democrats voted no. By denying this basic fact, these radical Democrats are defending the murderous Iranian regime and standing against America. I want to invite you to weigh in on this. And as you do that, we're going to put up on the screen here a scroll of all of the terror attacks that have occurred since 1979 at the behest of the Iranians. Go ahead.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. Nearly 3 years ago in 2023, every single member of the House of Representatives, with the exception of one, voted together on this resolution condemning Iran as the world's state-leading sponsor of terror. This is not just long-standing bipartisan policy of the United States, but nearly every single country on the planet, especially Western countries, have agreed with this basic premise. And now in 2026, you have Democrats on Capitol Hill who have been so debilitated by their derangement and their hatred for the man in the Oval Office right now that they cannot even condemn the world's leading state sponsor of terror. Why? Because they are trying desperately to try to undermine President Trump's essential action that he took to protect the United States of America, to protect our bases and our troops in the Middle East, and to ultimately ensure a more safe and prosperous world, not just in the Middle East, but across the entire globe as well. And that's just 53 Democrats who have lost their minds. But if you look at Capitol Hill overwhelmingly across the board, and if you look abroad to countries around the world, the NATO Secretary General, even our partners in the Gulf and our Arab partners in the region, commending and thanking President Trump for finally having the courage to do what so many past American presidents on both sides of the aisles did not have the courage to execute, which is to finally, once and for all, end the threat posed by the rogue Iranian terrorist regime to the United States of America and to our people.
Well, Caroline, it happened live just about this time yesterday when we learned the news via President Trump on Truth Social that he would be nominating Senator Markwayne Mullin, the Republican from Oklahoma, to replace Kristi Noem as the DHS Secretary effective March 31st. Can you give us any further insight on that decision and the shakeup that we are seeing and what you expect the confirmation process to look like for Mullin?
Sure. Yeah, I know the president was very excited about Senator Markwayne Mullin moving into this role and being officially part of President Trump's team in the cabinet. The White House will be working with the Senate to confirm him as quickly as possible. And we thank Secretary Noem for her efforts over the past year. She will be moving into a new role at the State Department to oversee the new Shield of Americas. These are Western Hemisphere Latin American countries who are coming together both militarily and diplomatically to end the cartel trafficking, human trafficking and drug trafficking in the Western Hemisphere through Latin American countries and ultimately to the United States of America. So this is a very important effort. And in fact, President Trump will be heading to Doral, Florida tomorrow to speak with 17 heads of states from the Latin American countries to talk about this new historic organization that the Trump administration has led the way on and has put together.
Yeah, we should also point out that tomorrow he'll be traveling to Dover, Joint Base Dover, to attend the dignified transfer of the remains of the 6 service members who were killed in the opening salvo that Iran launched at our forces. I wanted to come back to Iran, if I could, here, because the president said that as he was in the Venezuela operation, he wants to be involved in whatever leadership takes over in Iran. He put this out on Axios yesterday. He said, they're wasting their time. Khamenei's son is a lightweight. I have to be involved in the appointment, like with Delcy Rodriguez in Venezuela. Khamenei's son is unacceptable to me. We want someone that will bring harmony and peace to Iran. I would assume that in order for the president to have a voice in whoever takes over Iran, there has to be absolute total capitulation, as the president said, unconditional surrender on the part of Iran. I mean, they're not a regime that's been known to offer unconditional surrender. Does he think he can get that done?
Well, what President Trump means when he says unconditional surrender is when he, as commander-in-chief of the United States military and the leader of the free world, determines that Iran can no longer pose a threat to the United States of America and to our troops and our personnel in the Middle East. That is, again, the ultimate goal of Operation Epic Fury, to annihilate their Navy, to take out their ballistic missile threat, which we have largely done in the course of just 6 days, and then, of course, to ensure they can never obtain a nuclear weapon, to significantly weaken their proxies in the region that have killed and maimed hundreds of Americans throughout the years. We've seen the Houthis and Hezbollah have hardly put up a fight over the past 6 days. So we're already well on our way to achieving the objectives of Operation Epic Fury. And when the president determines that Iran no longer poses that threat, that's when that unconditional surrender will take place. As for the next leader of Iran, the president has said, of course, it's in the best interest of the United States to have a leader that is no longer chanting death to America, that is is no longer conspiring behind our backs and lying to the American people and to our government about proliferating a nuclear weapon, which Iran has been doing for decades. It's unacceptable to the president. That's why he decided to launch this operation, and that's his goal, and it will continue to be moving forward.
Caroline, we appreciate the private briefing. Will we be seeing and hearing from the president anytime this afternoon then?
Yes, you will. You'll see him at 4 o'clock this afternoon. He's hosting a college sports roundtable here at the White House with coaches and athletic experts from across the country. The president wants to save college sports. He signed an executive order on this topic last year. I know it's very important to him and to so many athletes across the country to fix the broken system. So you'll be hearing from him at that roundtable at 4 o'clock in the East Room here at the White House.
Great. We'll have a preview of that coming up on this show in just a little bit. Caroline, appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
We look forward to that. Thanks, Caroline. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys.